Zoli, well, I've been finding that I'm really in this is everything's chaotic and I'm having a hard time being present in my current reality. Do you have any advice?
Oh, more coffee, more chocolate. I don't know. That comes and goes. That's our emotions. And we'll cycle those in and out. It's just normal to feel like that. Many times I find that saying, you've been working towards this and working towards that. Look at what you can put to rest to say, I'm done with that. Thank you. And it can be dealing with other people, dealing with ourselves, dealing with things, places, events, whatever. Sometimes with my research, I'm looking right now, I've got 6 research books to read and to take notes on. And then I want to go through my 3 ring binders that I arranged the past couple weeks. And if I think of all that at one time, that's overload. A good learning that I am going through, and I think is just human nature, is to say, I will schedule a time to box that in. I will have those things visualized as a room in my house. And that door will be closed until I go in. Now, that's hard for me. And it's hard because I can easily pressure myself to guilt myself that I should be doing it all now. Well, that's dumb. But the mind doesn't stop. The mind keeps going. It's survivalism. And what it wants to do is make you act on whatever visuals you have, whatever messages, and all of this goes back to what? Our childhood. How are we programmed? Now, my adorable mother, she was great, but she had a diagnosis of in her late 30s of obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD. Everybody smoked back then. Somebody'd come over, they'd put down a cigarette in an ashtray, she'd clear it. Our house, we called it the Engel Museum. And it was wonderful. It was clean, but I was programmed by her programming, not necessarily telling, but by watching the mother that I loved and adored be obsessive and to compulse over things. Now, why did she do that? She was born in 1921. We follow it back, keep backing it up. She was a poor child. She is living in poverty, in not destitute poverty, but in Milwaukee. And her father was very hard on her, and she was the oldest child. So you get the picture of that? We have to back it up. And I've had to say lately to myself, Zoli, that behavior is not even you. That's a program. So we have to get that and back out of it. Now, how do we back out of it? By kindness, by saying, I am my beloved. I will treat me with the kindness, for example, that my mom could not treat herself with because she was so programmed to. And back then, who did psychology? I mean, we didn't have all this. Women went in for therapy and they dosed them with, the little yellow pill or with Valium. It'll just calm you down. In other words, shut up. Maybe it was good. I don't know. But if you're going through that now, Linda, and of course I can only speak from my own experience, it's an overload and it's a demanding of yourself that you do what you cannot do. And that is to do everything at once. You're a wife, you're a mother to 3 sons, you have a house to take care of, you have businesses. Hello. So we know, for example, that when we sit down and do these radio shows, the podcast, this is what we're doing. And that's what I'm focusing on. I'm not sitting here trying to draw an art piece while I talk to you guys. I'm focusing to be present. And that is a great gift. I will speak again from my own experience. When I get overloaded, if I will sit and go, Zoli, what do you see around you? Where is there beauty? is there a little ray of sunlight coming through? Or what is a joy muffin? Because when we obsessed, we don't see any joy muffins. That golden thread is just clouded. And it's all from our past. There's nothing in our future bringing that in. And from the time we started talking with this show until now, this is the future. So if we can untangle these knots of our past with compassion. So, I'm stressing, and I do that myself when I'm getting ready to go into town. There's a big shift in energy from me closing out my private self into my town self. And I do that for many reasons, for boundaries. But my heartbeat goes up a little bit and I create a little stressful situation. Is it good or bad? It's both. I'm much better with it than I was. Much better. But we develop these stressors that are related to our imprints. And we do body code addresses this very well. The tapping technique, EFT. There's so many techniques that you can look at that lets you unwind these knots about your programming. Because we are all that. We're a combination of our parents and their experiences. You see what I'm saying? Does that help? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that is so helpful because when I'm overwhelmed, it feels crushing and like everything's piling up on top of me. But when you back it up, it's a lot easier to take it one thing at a time. And we're only present in this one moment right now. Like you said, I'm doing the radio show. So anything else that's going on there's no reason to have it pressing upon me because it's not relevant to the current moment.
And we are all a part of a society in some way, of a culture. And we have cultural pressures. If I don't do this, will I be judged? Well, you might. You might. You'll move past it. But we have the cultural, societal pressures. We have our psychological garbage that we deal with. We also have the good pieces of us that we're trying to bring in. So to be able to back up and sit down and take a couple deep breaths, maybe watch the breathing and say, what do I see around me? What do I see that I can offer to myself as one of these joy muffins? If here, this will help. I like to use these tuning forks. I've got the solfeggio and the ones for each of the chakra, and those are tuned to specific frequencies. And that helps me, but I'm also a composer. And so I connect with music in that way. So you will find that there are little things that you can have ready to use or to do when that comes up. It's like giving a child something to distract them. Because the part of us that reacting is probably that 8-year-old child.
It's so easy to forget that our inner child is often the one at the reins, pulling on all our emotions.
Well, how many of us get our needs met? We just don't. That's just life. Plus, our needs are our wants. They're insatiable. The kids, you just want. But you're also looking for structure and boundaries. So it's kind for the self if you can set a boundary around when those times happen. Because I guarantee you in my life, those times will happen. They will happen. And what happens is when other people come into our environment, like when our grandson comes, oh my God, it's delightful and wonderful, but we're all focused on him. That is what we want, to create a good experience and a good, loving life for him with memories while he's here. We want to build good memories. And if we're stressed and we have these visuals in our head of 10 or 11 things that we haven't done, if we can back it up and look at each one of those things and say, okay, let's start with this. That's the only thing that helps me.